Welcome back to another episode of Gossip Break, the cherry on top of your day. I'm one of your hosts, Becky,
And I'm your other host, Bree.
and we've got a jam-packed pop culture episode, the best of us pop culture recaps, Housewives, Peacock, celebrity drama, crime drama.
Oh my gosh, there's so much. The SAG Awards were last night. SAG Awards, SAG.
I know Sagittarius swords.
Like, well, I want to read it as SAG because of Sagittarius. The SAG
Yeah,
Awards were
no,
on last
definitely
night.
SAG.
There was a few little pop culture moments from that, really, just like that I thought that stood out was Timothy Chalamet finally winning a big award and his speech. I really liked it. I don't know if
Oh,
you saw it.
no, I didn't. Too many
I feel
award
like
shows for me right
no,
now.
honestly, I was just a little clip that I saw, but I don't know. I'm kind of on like a little Timothy Chalamet kick right now. Can't lie. He finally got to me. But he was like, up there on stage and he was like, I know it's classier to downplay this, but I'm not going to downplay it. Like this was 5.5 years of my life. I put all my effort into this, and my inspirations aren't just like the great actors like Viola Davis and all these people. It's also Michael Jordan and Michael Phelps. He just came at it with like this athlete mentality, like, I'm going to be one of the greats. And I just thought that was so cool to see because I feel like actors don't really do that. They don't really like
Oh,
show that mentality. And he was like, I'm coming up here. I'm glad I won this shit. I worked my ass off and I'm going to keep coming. Like, okay, Timmy.
okay, Timmy Top.
No, it had some aura to it. I can't lie.
No, Timmy has major aura.
There's something about it. I don't know. Like, what's happening to me?
I know, and I'm like, is this because he's dating Kylie Jenner that all of a sudden, like, is the PR working?
Is the
Because
pretty
now,
girl effect working?
yeah, because now I'm like, I fucks with Timmy. He
No,
seems
honestly, what changed it
cool.
for me, what clicked in my head was seeing him on that college game day because I was already watching it because of my husband. And then Timothy Chalamet pops up on there and he's like announcing all of these sports bets and all of this stuff. And the way he was talking, just like he really knew his shit. And I don't
Yeah.
know why, seeing my husband be like, damn, he knows what he's talking about. And like he did one of Timmy's bets and it fucking hit. I was like, you know what?
Oh,
That just did it for me.
okay. No, okay, Timmy. Why do
Like
I
not
just
you
get
knowing
chills?
everything.
Why did I get chills? Please. Please, Timothy.
Okay, we have to move on.
Yeah, we'll sit here and talk about them all day, but
Yeah, we have a lot of fun stuff to talk about with you girlies today. And by the way, sorry for no episode last week. We tried to record usually on Thursdays or Fridays so we could watch Traitors at night. Well, usually it's Fridays because Traitors comes on at like 9 p.m. on Thursday night. But then Friday, we had a little technical
we had some
difficulty.
technical difficulties. My apartment is raggedy,
No, it's
okay?
not. She literally lives in such a nice area, but they're acting
I do
raggedy.
like I live like the zip code is nice, but the people that manage this apartment
That's how it goes.
are crazy. So much so that actually in the email, because my fire alarm kept going off, that's why we couldn't record because it was actually killing my eardrum. In the email, they said due to, but it was DOTO, like to do, but it was
They
due
didn't
to.
even try.
No, they don't give a fuck. And that's really annoying. Honestly, pray for apartment renters because I don't know anyone that hasn't had a scary, terrible, annoying apartment experience. It's like
That
not for
happened
the
to me a
weak.
few weeks ago. Literally the same
Yeah.
thing. Like we couldn't record because my fire alarm was just going off just nonstop for no reason,
No reason at all. It went off.
driving us to
Thur-
insanity.
yeah, it went off Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, bro.
That's criminal.
Like,
You actually need to pay me back my rent, reimburse me for the trauma.
yeah, I honestly, I
They should
might.
have gotten you a hotel.
Yeah, like or a doctor's note or something. Like my eardrum combusted because you guys were blaring a fucking fire. And I'm like, God forbid there's actually ever a fire one day. No one's gonna believe it.
No one believes. And it's so that my apartment literally does the same thing. And you would think because it's like, oh, the luxury apartments, they should be so nice. And then the management is so ass every time.
Every time. I'm sick of these luxury apartments because I'm looking at other apartments, obviously, just for when my lease is up, like where I'm gonna go. Every single apartment says luxury. And I'm like,
Yep.
that is not true. I know for a fact. I do not
You
have
guys can't even say that anymore.
yeah, like I don't even have luxury budget. Like, please, guys.
Luxury and everything looks the same, millennial gray, stainless steel appliances,
Yeah.
same layout.
The tan wooden floors. Like, you guys are gonna piss me off. Dog shit everywhere. Like, oh my gosh, y'all.
We needed this gossip break.
No, we did. We yapped. We pretty much had an episode before recording this, so we're very warmed up right now.
No,
So
a full hour and a half of a gossip break before. I may lose my voice. That's okay.
yeah, no, we love that.
The pre-gossip break before the gossip break. But yeah, we should just get into it because we got stories today, girls.
Yes, including one very special story. Thank you to Board Panda for featuring us in one of their stories. They reached out to us because they did a story on meeting celebrities in real life, who we've met in real life. Were they nice? Were they not so nice? Why do we think celebrities are such assholes sometimes? And they asked for our expert opinion because we are expert celebrity gossip breakers. So I'm gonna read a little bit of it. We'll include the link in the description thing so you can get a little clicky, get our stories some views, share it with a friend. But it's called 40 people share their nicest celebrity encounters, interview with the expert. We're the expert. And let me just read the little blurb that we're a part of because that's
It's
what I
so
care
cute,
about.
guys. Our first article feature.
I know. Okay. Redditors have been sharing their stories about the kindest celebrities they've ever met, so we gathered their most wholesome stories below. Keep reading to also find a conversation with Becky and Bree, the hosts of Gossip Break podcast, and be sure to upvote the anecdotes to prove that fame and fortune don't have to go to your head. So, that's like in the byline. That's like the first paragraph, and then I think we are in here to learn more about celebrities we would all probably love to meet. We reached out to Brie and Becky, hosts of Gossip Break podcast, and they were kind enough to have a chat with Board Panda and share some of their own celebrity encounters. We got to meet Teresa Giudice of the Real Housewives of New Jersey in a dive bar in Tampa. She was so sweet, super smiley, and fun, all capital letters. She was even pouring shots in people's mouths, the host revealed. She was pouring
Yes.
shots in Bree's mouth.
The longest tequila shot of my life.
No,
Waterboarding me with tequila.
no, literally, with the freaking Patron. That was crazy.
That is so funny that not only one, us with an article feature, but two, us talking about Teresa. If Teresa's
No,
listening to this right now, Teresa, we love you.
Teresa. We loved this story, and I think it's so full circle that we saw Teresa together and then got like interviewed on.
It is kind of crazy. It was meant to
Um,
be.
like, yeah, the podcast is just really doing well. And we said this the last time, we are obsessed with y'all. Like, we check our numbers all the time. And it's just so nice to see that so many of y'all are new listeners, listening back to our old cringy episodes and actually enjoying them because I personally can't
I
do
can't
it.
go back to the old episodes because I just feel like we progress every week. And
Yeah.
knowing those old episodes, I'm like, oh my God, what are you guys listening to?
I think I listened to like the first 5 minutes of one of our first episodes and I
No,
can't with myself.
I have to tune out.
Yeah. So thank y'all for listening. We love
Yes,
you.
thank you
Thank
guys
you, Board Panda. Thank you, Adelie Ross, for reaching out to us. And thank you, Teresa Giudice.
for being one of the girls.
Yeah, for being one of the greatest, which I think transitions us to our next story perfectly if you want to cover that
Oh my
one. Do
God.
you still want to talk about
Actually,
that one?
perfect. Yeah, let's talk about this one. So, last week, the Real Housewives of New Jersey season 15 cast was revealed, but I think this is a rumor, I believe. I don't think Bravo's come out with it, so I don't 100% believe it until it's Bravo. But let's
Right.
just like go along with this for now. So, the alleged says that three Real Housewives of New Jersey stars have been retained by the network and now, okay, can exclusively confirm who they are. So, The three women Bravo has kept engaged are Melissa Gorga, Teresa Giudice. How do we say her
I
name?
know I want to say Judy Che, but I'm like, Becky,
Giudice.
like you're so annoying. Like, please
I
just
feel like she changed it like multiple times throughout the season. I feel like I've
okay.
heard them say it multiple like different ways.
Okay, good,
Okay,
good.
so the three women Bravo retained are Melissa, Teresa, and Dolores Catania. So the other women, Margaret Josephs, Danielle Cabral, and Rachel Fuda, were not given retention notices. And at this time, Bravo is not pursuing them for a spot on Real Housewives of New Jersey or any other side projects. It says rumors previously circulated that Fuda, Rachel, was a strong contender to return, but her husband stood in the way. I think that's crazy because I really thought that they were going to have her back because she's younger, she's cute, she was bringing the drama. She was actually brave enough to go up against Teresa, but her husband was a fucking problem. He Thank God they chose that direction because he ruined it for me.
Yeah, that I think this is so believable because I mean, OK Magazine had to go through like a couple hoops to make sure that this was actually a credible source, and I'm sure it
Mhm.
is. And we all know the New Jersey ladies are so messy and they go to bloggers and they tell and try to dig up
Yeah,
stories. But you actually pause. Do you know who I don't hear featured in this?
Jen Aiden.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know they didn't even bring her up. Did you see that Jersey Mike story of her a few weeks ago?
I saw it and I saw something was happening and I scrolled past it because I was like, ah,
I don't want to see it. Yeah. I tried to ignore it for a while, but then I just kept seeing it. And it honestly wasn't a good look. She was just being very berating and negative towards the Jersey Mike workers. And it's, as somebody who has that much money, it's just like, why are you trying to make a minimum wage worker's life hell?
yeah,
Like they already are going through enough. But so I don't know if maybe like they just didn't want to bring her up because of. I don't think she has a very good Q rating. Isn't that what they call it in reality TV? Like how likable you are. I don't think the
yeah.
network really wants to be seen with that. But, anyways, back to the three main girls, how it's actually going to be looking. It says, as far as where the woman will wind up at this point, it's looking like Real Housewives of New Jersey will be led by Melissa and Dolores, and Teresa will be given a spinoff. So, we need to chat about this because, like, first thing I'm thinking of is one, okay, so they're splitting them up. I think that's good because we can't keep going with Melissa and Teresa
Hmm.
together. But I feel like Teresa's getting the shit end of this stick, to be honest,
Think
because
so?
I first I was excited for her, but then I thought about it a little bit more. And it's like, okay, so I don't know, think about the other spinoffs like Tardy with the Party or whatever. She may have like one or two seasons and then that's it. Whereas the franchise, I feel like will live on for a lot longer. So I think
Yeah.
Melissa kind of got the better end of this deal. And I honestly think the reason why is not because of Melissa. So, Melissa fans, sit down right now. It's because of her husband. He's the
Yeah.
entertaining one. Like, they weren't going to get rid of Joe Gorga. And because of that,
Yeah.
I understand.
I think that because Bravo did used to have a lot of spin-offs slash single, like one person would have a show. I was even looking through Peacock, like I forgot that Tamra Judge from OC, she got a spin-off. Bethany had two spin-offs.
Yeah.
Nene had a spin-off. Candy had like six spin-offs. Portia got a couple spin-offs. Even Kern Huger got like a little one, 2 episode spin-offs. And
Yeah.
then now
LVP
they're
has so many.
yeah, yeah. Vanderpump has so many. And now they're doing that show with Denise Richards, where it's just
Oh,
her and her
yeah.
family. And they haven't done something like that in a long time, where it's just like one person's family, one celebrity's family. So that's what I think that's why it looks so credible to me. But
Okay.
at
I
the
see that.
same time, like I feel like they're taking the network kind of in a different direction now, which thank God, because it's hasn't really been hitting like that across the
Yeah.
board the last couple of years. But Teresa, I don't know. I hope people watch it. I'm gonna watch it.
I think it would be really cool if it was centered, kind of like how the Denise Richards ones looks, how it's just like their life and her daughters and how her personal life is. Because that's what I like the most about Teresa is seeing her with her
Yeah.
daughters in her own home, like interacting by herself. She's so funny. Once you get her
Yeah.
with all the other women and she's just having to yell all the time, that's obviously not fun for anyone. So maybe this will be better for her to just like see her with her daughters and live in. I mean, I don't really want to see Louis though. We did meet Louis too, and he was nice. So like
No, he was
I can't even talk
so
shit.
nice and he smelled so good. But like of course he did. He wanted to be the loudest smelling person in the room and he was.
Took selfies with us.
Yeah, oh, yeah. Oh
Okay,
my
I'm
God.
sorry. But okay,
No,
just because I don't
no.
want to watch him doesn't mean he's not nice.
Yeah, no, stand in your truth. I don't think
Stay
Louis
in my
like
truth.
is like the best PR for, but it will be entertaining because he's a mess.
That's true. He will bring the mess element to it. I just hate that she has to be around mess because of a man. You know, like she's already dealt with it. She literally went to prison for that. We don't need her
Yeah,
to deal with anymore, but we'll see how it goes. Because I think, isn't Gia going to be part of that Making It in Manhattan show
I
that's
think
starting
so.
soon? So yeah, I don't think Teresa needs to worry too much. Even though I think maybe she may not be getting the better end of the deal, in my opinion, I think that she'll still obviously be relevant because
Yeah.
people. Like I saw this TikTok the other day of someone saying, "Oh, who I would cast for the next Traitors," and I don't watch any of these reality shows just like based off my perception. And Teresa was on there. She was like, "Never watched Housewives a day in my life, but this is the housewife I would pick because she seems like drama and fun." So it's like
She would
people
do terribly
no, she would
on
be
Twitter.
horrible. But the fact that people think of her and they don't even watch Housewives
Yeah,
shows that she will still be relevant after this, I think.
she's an icon,
A
and that you
legend.
can't deny. She is the moment. And I think, I don't know, I'm not too confident about real or New Jersey Housewives being led by Dolores and Melissa. But
The
they
way you
have,
literally forgot her name.
yeah, I know, I forgot both of their names for a
You
second.
just stared blankly at the wall for a second.
Because I was like, wait, who were we talking about again? Because I don't know, they did put Dolores in the middle. She was on Peacock. Like the network is definitely pushing Dolores on us. It's definitely giving industry plant. I'm not mad
Yeah.
at it. I love Black Dolores, but do I think she can carry a show by herself?
I agree with that sentiment because I do love Dolores, but her leading the show and even her being in the middle always felt not right to me. I just felt like they were doing it because they had to have somebody neutral. And if they put either
Yeah.
Teresa or Melissa, it would look, like they were favoring one or the other. So she was just kind of there just because she was Switzerland. But
Yeah.
I don't want Switzerland anymore. I need Patterson Dolores if she's gonna lead.
Activate.
Yeah, you need to activate. Like, get on Melissa. I want to see Melissa get bitchy back with you too. Like, I want to see it,
Yeah.
both of you.
Yeah, actually that might be the new feud and
I'd be living for it.
I would love it. I would watch.
Listen,
And
without Teresa in the picture, maybe I'll like her more.
yeah, seriously. And whatever new girls that they bring. But I honestly I liked having Fuda and what's the other girl's name? Do I watch this show?
Danielle.
Yes, Danielle. Oh my gosh. I like Danielle and Fuda on the
I thought
show.
they were going to be the new era. That's why
Yeah.
I was really shocked that they didn't have at least Rachel back for the next season. I could understand Danielle because she could be perceived as maybe not housewife material, more Jersey Shore material.
Yeah.
But Rachel,
Rachel
I
was
don't know. I'm
giving.
actually surprised. Like, yeah, her and her nice big ass house. She just had another baby. She's got her kiddos. She's got a big family that was actually like willing to be on camera and
Yeah.
talkative.
Nana was talking shit.
Her husband must be really bad off camera
I mean,
for
we
the
see
network
him
to not want to
on.
work with him. Okay, but also it's like if Louis so bad,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
the way they love to talk about Louis, me included,
Yeah, me 5 minutes ago.
it kind of makes you think how they perceive people on the show.
Yeah, I wonder how bad Fuda's husband actually is because, and I would be so mad at him, bro. I literally would like have, I would threaten our marriage. I wouldn't actually get divorced, but I would,
Losing this opportunity for me.
We lost generational wealth because you wanted to be a superstar.
That's so embarrassing
That
when you
is,
say it like that.
yeah, like money for life. Like we could have been set for life. But I know she just started a business with the Gorgas. So I hope they bring them back on, but maybe like lessen the husband. I don't know. Like I don't want to see Rachel go down like that because I kind of did like her and I did like her cussing out Teresa. Even though I love Teresa, I just like that someone had the balls to do it.
Agreed. Yeah, I thought I'm really shocked. That's why it's like he must be actually bad. I always think about, I know I said this in a past episode, but for the new girlies who want to hear a funny story about John Fuda. That's his name, right? John Fuda. Who
Yeah.
cares?
Who
Um,
cares?
there's this picture of him. It's a headshot and he's wearing glasses. And the sticker of the glasses, I think they were Dolce and Gabbana. You know, you're supposed to like peel off those stickers for the glasses. He kept them on because he wanted to show off the brand and be a brand whore. But it just looked like such a clown. And I don't know, I think it was a LinkedIn picture. Oh, no, it was his IMDb picture, I believe.
Insane.
But the funny part to me is that my husband is an optometrist and they have like there's this little group Facebook group for all of like the optometrists in the nation. They all, post whatever shit in there. Somebody posted a picture of John Fuda in there. It was either a girlie who watches Housewives or a guy and his girl watches Housewives. I don't know how they found it. They posted it in the Facebook group with all the optometrists and were like, look at this clown with the sticker still on. And they were all laughing at him. And I don't think they even knew that he was like a housewife. They were just making
Like,
fun
look
of
at this
it.
fool.
But it was so funny because I was talking to my husband about it. Like, look at this idiot with his glasses. And he was like, I've seen that picture before. And I was like, what are you talking about? And then he pulled up the receipts and I was dying laughing. Like, the fact that even the optometrist community clowns him. Nobody
It's
likes him.
Yeah, he's a clown, which is honestly why he should be on our TVs because he makes us feel something.
I think
I
it's too much with him and Joe Gorga. There can only be one messy king.
Yeah, and they would end up fighting anyways because they would be like, "I'm the star," but they went in business together. So I don't know. I do know I'm glad fucking Marge's mean gremlin ass is gone.
Thank God.
I know, thank God.
That was the best thing they could have done. Honestly, Marge and Jen Aiden, what do they say in like literary terms? They're foils to each other.
Yeah,
Like if they were gonna get rid of one, they had to get rid of the other because
yeah.
they're both evil in their own ways. They had to cut it out.
It's just too toxic.
Yeah. So I'm excited to see how this goes. If this is true, I mean, it is technically, not by Bravo yet, but they did say that it's an exclusive given to OK Magazine. So it's very real possibility that this is how it'll look like. So we'll see.
Yeah. Because I doubt they'd report it without having like really hard concrete evidence. It might not be all the way true. Like they might switch things around. Like hopefully they bring Fuda, but them saying like they didn't want to bring back Fuda because the husband does make sense.
Yeah.
That
Yeah,
I
exactly.
feel like that makes it really credible.
Well, I think we should talk about more Housewives news because I guess
Yes.
not even really news, but Potomac reunion was last night. And we didn't get to talk about part one last week. So we're just going to do a whole little recap of part one, part two, and we might as well talk about the Karen DUI update. Maybe let's start with that.
Yeah. Well, first of all, Karen's sentencing is this Wednesday. We're recording this
Oh
on Monday. So it's
my
in a couple of
gosh.
days. So we might honestly have to have like an emergency
If
bonus
she goes to
episode.
jail, we're recording ASAP.
No, immediately reporting live, gossip break live.
In tears and shambles.
Yeah. But it also came out last night during the reunion. Like these people are so messy. It was the Washington Post actually, and I wish I could read the Washington Post one, but they have a fucking paywall and I'm not paying for information. I thought public information in the news was supposed to be for the public good, and now you guys are hiding it behind a paywall. Like you guys obviously only want the elites reading it. Mind you, it's like 99 cents, but
About Karen Huger.
yeah, about Karen Huger. I'm like, the public needs to know. So this is from Reality Blurb. So last month, Robin Dixon, our sister,
Not our
suggested
sister. Repost our story once. Our
No,
queen.
my sis, bring back Robin. Okay, Robin Nixon suggested Karen Huger's most recent DUI was actually her fourth, and a prosecutor is now confirming that Robin is in fact correct. Ooh,
That was crazy because I do remember Robin saying that she had already had 3 DUIs previous to this one. And I thought that was crazy because you couldn't find anything about it online. So I didn't believe it. But now they're
that
confirming
shit
from,
is
I think it said
illegal.
from like 2006 to 2011, she had 3. And
Yes.
then this is her fourth now.
Yeah, in the court filing, she accused Karen of the prosecutor accused Karen of having three previous alcohol related traffic cases from the years 2006 to 2011, which resulted in a guilty verdict for driving while impaired and another while driving under the influence. Despite the guilty findings, Karen served zero jail time for all her previous offenses.
This quote right here is from the prosecutor, is the one that's like, oh my God,
Nasty.
this is what gets me scared for her.
The fact that Miss Huger has repeatedly been given the benefit of another chance on three separate occasions demonstrates that she has not learned anything from her prior arrest, wrote the prosecutor. In fact, it appears that as if she's been emboldened.
They're sending her to jail, y'all.
She is going to jail. They cite the fact that Karen spent 28 days at a rehab facility in Florida to address three problems, including alcohol abuse, dependency on antidepressants, and her past trauma of being sexually assaulted 42 years ago while she was in college.
Aren't they trying to say that the rehab isn't
I
really?
was
Yeah.
literally about to say that the state is concerned that the program that Miss Huger did choose to enroll in equates itself to a luxury resort experience.
Yep.
They have pools and
I think they have like equine
horse.
therapy, like for the
Yeah.
horses, and
Yeah.
chef prepared meals. Everything's organic, spa services. So they're trying to say like this is a luxury resort for
She's
her.
going to like a sober resort rather than rehab, which you could technically, you really could swing it as if, but like, I don't know. After your fourth DUI, I think they want you to sit in a brick box.
It's giving Tom Sandoval and Raquel because when they were like, oh, we need to go away to therapy, to rehab, to deal with us being hell on earth and destroying relationships, they went to like this little place in, I think it was Sedona, and it was everything was all luxury, and they were doing meditation circles and riding horses and getting it. It's fucking, it's a spa service. You're not
Yeah.
doing rehab. Like you guys are doing better off in here without, I feel like, having to face any hard truths than in
Yeah.
reality.
Yeah. You need to sit down on a couch and talk to someone and learn how to be held accountable for your actions.
I'm nervous for her, but at the same time, 4 times, you I think you do need to go to jail.
Yeah, four times, and then you have the nerve to tell the officer, I'm the grand dame. That's what the prosecutor was talking about. You feel emboldened.
Emboldened, yep, because they think, and it makes me so sad for Ray and her kids
Ugh.
because to think this is the fourth time, they're probably so frustrated with her. Like, Mom, when are you going to learn? I'm scared for you. I'm scared for other people. I'm scared you're going to go to jail now because you can't get it together. Once is bad, but you could write that off as an accident, let's say. 2 times, you fucking know better and you're going out there again. 3 times, you're sick in the head. 4 times, go to jail.
Go to jail. And they're 15 years apart. That's the thing.
She hasn't learned.
You haven't learned. You don't care.
Exactly. She doesn't care. And I think that's why they're going to make an example out of her. And to be honest, at first, I was thinking it might be a little bit harsh. But now hearing that this is the fourth one, I don't think it's too harsh at all. And I love you, Karen, but girl, you got to learn.
Yeah, you need help. And we didn't know about the antidepressants either.
That's true. I feel like she kind of threw that in there in the reunion because, yeah, that's kind of how the reunion started off with Karen not being there. And they're like, oh, is she going to show up? What happened? And then Andy announces that she checked into a recovery center and they show the video of Karen addressing.
And
And
she looked so good.
She did. She did, which is
I
like
was
so like I kind of want you to look a little bit bad to make a point.
Yeah, which confused me because in the trailer for the reunion, they showed her really disheveled in that
Yeah,
one
with no
video.
makeup on, like
Like wig
to the
slid back with a
side.
beanie on. You could tell homegirl was going through it. And then she pops up looking like,
The first lady,
no, literally.
like with the
I
background.
Yeah, I was like, are these HD cameras? Like, I'm confused.
Yeah, I feel like she still didn't really take accountability because they
No.
asked her, are you an alcoholic? Do you have a problem with alcohol?" And she was like, "No, I'm not an alcoholic." And then they cut to the body cam footage of the cop pulling her out of the car and she's like, "I'm lit." And he's like, "Yeah, that's why we arrested you."
That's why your ass is going to jail because you don't even know where you are right now. You just admitted to being drunk.
That
Like,
you're lit,
no.
literally.
Oh my gosh.
But yeah, then
Well,
she does say that she's been drinking and taking antidepressants, and she probably is. And I don't want to be mean, but I'm just saying what I think other people are probably thinking. It sounded a little bit like a cop out. Like she couldn't just straight up say, "I have a problem with alcohol."
yeah.
That's it. I mean, I know there's probably other contributing factors, but what we're talking about in this case scenario
Yeah.
is with alcohol. And
And
she's like,
you kind of made it worse by saying you're taking antidepressants because that is like the most deadly combination is drinking and antidepressants, anti-anxiety. So it's like, yeah, you obviously have a problem. If you're drinking on these medications, you have a problem with drinking and the medicate. Like you're abusing the
mhm.
medication and you're abusing alcohol.
And we see how that happened with Erica Jane in Beverly
Yeah,
Hills.
she was a
She was,
wackadoodle.
yes, it is wackadoodle time.
And she still didn't get behind the wheel. And she really, not that I don't think Karen has gone through enough in this life. Obviously she hasn't. It's not even my place to say. But like Erica was really getting
Yeah.
the hammer of the
I mean, yeah,
public and the
Karen did
law.
this when she's been on top.
Yeah,
Erica has been on the
exactly.
bottom for a while.
Yeah, like climbing her way out of the hole she's in. So,
But yeah, I didn't really after this, all this DUI stuff, seeing this as the fourth DUI, and then this final, like this was the final nail in the coffin for me, seeing this reunion and how she dismissed Wendy. That was really enough for me. Like I'm really upset with her, to be honest. I don't, and I honestly feel so dumb because it's so obvious that yes, she acts narcissistic. It's so obvious that she probably puts on an act and tries to, get the younger girls to like her and all this stuff. Like it's like you could see all of that, but she was just so charismatic and funny and such a good housewife that I really ignored all of that for so long.
mhm.
But now it's gotten to the point where it's kind of hard to ignore and it's not fun. Like I'm mad at her. I really thought that was so disrespectful for her to,
Yeah.
thank everybody but Wendy when Wendy's been writing for her all fucking season when she didn't need to, especially seeing how bad it looks now. She's probably embarrassed that she went so hard for you, but she did it out of loyalty. And you can't even say a thank you to her. Like you're thanking Giselle and Andy
You're
Cohen and Jazzy before
n-
Wendy?
bro, she thinks Candace.
Not even on the show anymore.
Not even on the show anymore. Like that was such a slight to win. Wendy honestly has my heart after. I don't care what anyone says about the professor.
Mm-hmm.
The way she has carried herself this season and her read on Karen was so accurate. Like what Karen,
Mm-hmm.
like I love my friend or I loved my friend. Well, first of all, that's not my friend.
Yeah. The look
Second,
of hurt on her face when she realized, because you could tell she thought she was going to be thanked
we
first.
all thought
Everybody thought. And when it just kept going down the list and she wasn't brought up at all, the look of hurt on her face was hard to watch.
that way, and it's embarrassing. You
Yeah.
went out of your way. You're already like you're miserable and what you've got going on. So you want to hurt the one person that's been good to you?
Yeah. Like, you're not my friend.
You're not like you are straight up. We are not friends. What you get coming to you, you deserve. And she does have a bad habit of bringing on the new girls and almost like grooming them to be who she wants them to be.
Mm-hmm.
And it didn't work because Miss Detroit, aka Miss Stacy, popped out at the end of the season. I was proud of her too. I was like, I'm living
She broke through the
for,
Karen bubble before the first season ended.
yeah, like I am living for Stacey. But I guess let's get into this reunion.
Wendy and Giselle were the stars of this reunion so far.
Yes. 100%.
Wendy, all of her reads, like you said, have just been so accurate, so good. I think she's being so honest because she could have easily been like, that doesn't bother me, or just tried to act unfazed. But I feel like she was really honest and being like, no, that hurt me, and she's not my friend. And
Yeah.
explaining exactly why she was hurt. Giselle looked the best she's ever looked. And it
Yeah.
honestly, like I almost forget how pretty Giselle is because of how crazy. Like she just dressed as like a
Yeah.
cornball. That's what it is. It's just like
Yeah.
corny. But once she pops out, it's like, holy shit. You forget how stunning she is.
Yeah, she's like captive, like literally stunning. Like you're stunned when you see her. Even
Literally was just could not stop staring at her.
yeah, beautiful. She had her nails done, her body was tea, hair tea. Like
Her eyes
she
were literally so green and glowing.
yes, like actually popping out of her no, gorgeous, Wendy. And I think what they're gonna do for the show is I think they're gonna make Wendy and Giselle kind of like lead the show now. I think they're gonna be
Yeah.
the anchors now because obviously Mia, they tried that and were like, actually no.
Yeah, let's talk about Mia because she was a big part of this reunion. First, with the Miami trip, we find out that for her
Bree,
birthday, she went to Miami, invited Stacy and Jazzy, and they responded back that they were going to go. They touch down in Miami and don't hear from Mia at all.
do you know that I would like sue for damages or something? I don't know. I
Like,
don't
you're
know
paying
what.
for my plane ticket, you're paying for this hotel. Fuck you, bitch.
No, I would. And then Wendy, being the genius that she is, she was like, there are only two people on this entire cast that actually like you and are willing to give you a chance, and you drove them away.
Yep. And it makes me look at Jacqueline even more funny because
Ugh,
Mia treats her like that all the time. And she just
yeah.
sits there and takes it.
Yeah,
Get
well,
up.
we can get onto Jacqueline in a second. Not that she did anything for this season, but Mia, she just and then she cries, and then Wendy was like, "This is what you do. Your back's up against the wall. Instead of saying I'm
Hmm.
sorry, you go, you retreat and you cry, and that's not gonna work for me anymore.
Yeah,
That
I was
doesn't
so
work for
glad
us
that she said
anymore."
that because we all saw through it. And
Yeah,
then they go backstage and she apologizes to Stacy and Jazzy, and Stacy was like, "It doesn't feel genuine. So I'm not in the place to accept it right now." I was so proud of her because it is fake. You got
yeah,
called out and now you're apologizing to me. You should have been apologizing to me months ago. That is so
yeah.
dirty to invite your friend to another state and you don't see her at all. You ghost her when she shows up. That's crazy.
That
She
is
got
in
childcare.
yeah, when Jazzy was like, it's one thing for me, obviously you took money out of my pockets and like whatever. Granted, it's still a trip to Miami. Like, okay, fun, cool. Like, I'm still gonna have a good time. But I could have actually gone somewhere I wanted to
Yeah.
go, not just for your birthday. And then with Stacey, like, well, now we find out she's actually divorced. Good for Stacey, don't play, is what I
She
learned.
figured that shit out fast. Meanwhile,
Yeah.
Mia and Ashley.
Just plain, but yeah, she had to get childcare. You pack, you get your hair done, you get your nails done. You spend thousands of dollars
Hmm.
on a somebody else's birthday because you want to be a good friend and celebrate them and you know they've had a bad year. And then you ghost them. You tell them a birthday dinner is at 8 o'clock. They sit there for an hour. You don't show up. They go somewhere else and you get there at 11 o'clock. And then you have the nerve to say, yeah, so what's the problem?
It's despicable.
No, Mia's just like Mia is, and I don't mean to say this, and I don't want to be mean, and I hate putting other women down, but Mia is bottom of the barrel. Like I know girls like Mia. They lie, they
Hmm.
cheat, they steal.
Yep.
Literally, she stole someone else's husband in the freaking strip club. She treats everyone around her like shit. She exploited her family for views, and
Yep.
it's very obvious now that that's what they did because the way this has been drawn out for the entire season has been
Hmm.
so unnecessary. I think Giselle and Wendy were right. You did this
Yes.
for the show. You saw that it was actually backfiring on you. You thought you were going to get a bunch of sympathy. And so now you're fake broken up with Ink because you honestly might as well stay with Ink for, like you said, Ink is permanent. You might as well stay with his ass because, like, anyone else you bring into your life, maybe you actually just need to be by yourself. I don't know.
I was just gonna say that as well. Like the second thing that really pissed me off with Mia, the first was Miami. The second is just seeing how obviously she's exploited her family now because one, she pretty much admitted to telling them about the divorce for the first time on camera, her kids. Andy asked her. I think was that the second part of the reunion? I think it was
Yeah.
part two. And she was like, "Yeah, I was trying to take them to a therapy session before, but it didn't work out." So okay, so you couldn't figure out a way to let them know before there was cameras in their face. It's just it's an excuse and she was trying to get a reaction. She cared more
Yeah.
about making a good storyline than her kids' feelings. So that's
Yeah.
one that pissed me off is that, it's confirmed she told them on camera for the first time. And then two is that she does confirm, it's Gordon's kid, Gordon's kid, and they did IVF. So there was no way that it could have
Eh,
been Ink's kid. Therefore, if there was no way that it could have been Ink's kid because of IVF, that means that she brought up that storyline about questioning Jeremiah's paternity on camera for no reason but a storyline. You exploited your family for no other fucking reason but for drama because there was in no way was Jeremiah Ink's kid. If you did it through IVF, and she even tries to act like,
No.
oh, well, maybe, I could have gotten pregnant the week before. And the girls are like, no, you cannot be pregnant before IVF. They test you. They do pregnancy tests. Like they're not gonna,
Yeah, they take your blood. It's not like you
yes,
pee on a
blood
stick where
work.
it's like, oh, maybe, maybe not. It's not a clear blue fucking test. Like, this is you go to the hospital. This is the most expensive pregnancy test you could take because it is your blood.
Exactly. So that was just disgusting. And,
I forgot about
Giselle
that.
and Wendy lit her ass up. And, Giselle was like, this is why I said what I said. And no mother would do something like that. And Mia walks off the stage. Nobody follows her.
Yeah, because no one give, because imagine making up a lie so big and intricate to hurt like your, because the only people it's hurting are your kids. Like
Yep.
the Housewives, they can replace you next season. We move
Mm-hmm.
on. We never talk about you again.
Yeah. But
So
now
it's
your kids
really
are going to grow up and be like, damn, you guys were talking about, like, you don't know who my dad is
for no reason. And
for no
Ashley
reason.
made a good point too. Like, oh, you say he's not allowed on social media, but you know the kids at school talk. You know the
Mm-hmm.
kids at school's parents talk and watch the show and
Yeah.
whispering around. So even if he doesn't find out, why would you want other people talking about your kid in that sort of way? And one day he is going to find out, and you're going to have to sit down and explain to him what? Like, how do you even explain that? Like, yeah, I just made it up. I didn't even know that he was conceived through IVF. That would have changed everything. That like truly blew me. And that's when I was like, I'm done with Mia. I feel like the show's
Mm-hmm.
gonna be done with Mia after this. Like they either like won't ask her back or cut her screen time something because that was atrocious. Like there's
It's a bad
literally
look.
no way that that could have been Ink's kid. And that was your whole storyline. I mean, it was your tagline.
And then yeah, ink is permanent, but then at the reunion we're broken up. It's embarrassing. And to be honest, for her kid's sake, you might as well stay with Ink. Like fuck, you've
Yeah.
introduced him for all these months. This is the guy that they know was the reason why their dad is not in the picture anymore, and now you're broken up with him too. Give them
That's
some stability, damn.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like either she needs to be completely by herself or she has to stay with Ink. She cannot introduce a third man into these kids' lives.
No man should even want to be with her because they're just gonna think, okay, so you're gonna cheat on me with Ink. You might as well just be with him.
Yeah.
He's been lurking in the shadows since high school.
Yeah.
Fuck, just marry
Since
him.
bro, if I was in my 40s married to someone and they were still talking about their high school ex, please go fix your family. Because why are you
Leave me
bringing me?
alone.
Yeah, like why did you even bring me into this? What? Because I had money? Now Gordon doesn't have money.
And that's why she doesn't want him anymore.
Exactly. And Ink needs it for his little radio show, whatever the hell it is.
Yeah,
And she lives in Atlanta?
I didn't even catch that. Wait, what? I did see that she like some of the
Yeah.
kids went to school in Atlanta, so I was a little confused
No,
about it.
I think it was Ashley said, like, you don't even, no, it was Giselle, because Giselle didn't give a fuck, especially after she brought up her kids. And then, actually, pause. Let me backtrack for a second. For me to bring up Giselle's kids and
Yep.
daughters, her 4.0, gorgeous, beautiful, angels, adores, graceful daughters.
Even more low down now.
Yeah, to be like, oh, well, they were sneaking in boys and you caught them on the ring camera. Yeah, well, I'm not like you and I don't exploit my children for views, so the world isn't going to know about that. Also, what 17-year-old hasn't, snuck a boy around or like gone out with a boy and said she was with her friends? Like,
Hmm.
come on. And then lunge at her at the event. And so Giselle,
That was crazy. Seeing
yeah.
that unseen footage of Mia walking up to Wendy and getting in her face. I love how Wendy just sat there, like, what are you gonna do about it, bitch?
Yeah, Wendy and Giselle. She lunged at both of them.
Yeah, that was crazy. Disgusting.
And
Oh yeah, was
yeah,
it Giselle, right? I thought it was
Giselle, yeah, it
yeah,
was
it was
Giselle
Giselle. But Giselle
because
was
they're
just
talking about
sitting
the
there like,
daughters.
okay, do
Like,
something.
I wish you
I
would
wish
beat
you
my
would.
ass. I wish you would, bitch, because they're not getting rid of me. They're getting rid of you.
Exactly.
But yeah, Giselle was saying that you fly in for interviews. You don't even live in DMV, Baltimore, Virginia area. None of y'all live in Potomac, but that's besides the point.
Exactly.
You don't even live in like the general vicinity. You live in Atlanta. And then someone said, "Well, where do your kids go to school?" And she said they're private homeschooled. So, and someone was like, "So they can do that anywhere."
Yeah, why
She
are
was
we in
like, "Yeah."
Atlanta?
Because that's where Ink lives. She has nowhere to go. She has no reason to be in Potomac or
Yeah.
DC other than the show anymore.
She lives a sad life, and it's
She
all because of
does.
her own fault.
Yeah.
Honestly. Stealing, I shouldn't say stealing because Gordon did what he wanted to do, but you got
Right,
with a
right.
man who was already
Cheating.
married.
You
Yeah.
still were cheating in a
You
way.
cheating, and then that's, obviously going to lead to situations on its own. And then you cheating on him with Ink and just, ruining the family dynamic. It's a lot.
It's
I thought it was so
disgusting.
funny when they were calling her out. They were like, yeah, when you were with Gordon, you used to wear blazers and button ups. And now that you're with Ink, you're always wearing Fashion Novas. That's crazy.
Bye. Because she lives in Atlanta.
Why do you guys have to call her out like that?
No, shout out to Megan from Houston.
That was the funniest fucking question.
What was it again? It
It was,
was like,
wasn't it with Jazzy?
oh, yeah, Jazzy, why are you okay with being the side chick? And Mia, do you have any advice for Jazzy since you've been the side chick before? Oh,
Like two for one.
like how now why am I in it? Shout out to
That
Megan
was
from
so fucking
motherfucking
funny.
Houston. That was hilarious, but it's true.
And
No, she
Mia, it's
ate.
like,
And
wait, how did I get into this?
yeah, and Mia, do you have any advice to her be the side chick? But yeah, Jazzy, I don't even know why she was on there. She was on there for like 2 minutes. I doubt she'll be back next season, and I think she knew that.
Yeah. There wasn't really anything else that stood out to me this reunion. I feel like Wendy and
No.
Giselle were the stars.
They
And
literally brought Jacqueline out to ask Mia questions.
I didn't even realize that. I love when she was like, when they were asking her about, who's the baby daddy, and she was like, stay tuned. And I saw this tweet that was like, Jacqueline coming in being like, stay tuned, like we even care about her life. Like, girl, get off the stage. Nobody cares about like coming soon.
We
Who
don't
cares?
know. And it's not even PP's baby. So it's just like even more like they're both the same
Messy.
messy. I think Jacqueline and Mia just need to go ahead and get married and live on a compound or something because
They need to figure it out between themselves.
yeah, what they've got going on is horrible. Both of their lives. Like you guys both have these really toxic relationships. Kids are involved.
I know
It's
the kids
just
being involved, it just gets so messy.
well, I'm excited for part 3 because hopefully we'll find out about TJ being a
Oh
boyfriend,
yeah,
a
that
gay
bomb drop at
boyfriend
the end.
for hire. Bring Eddie out.
Bring Eddie out.
Why is Eddie like I think I say this every episode, but Eddie is just the best husband we've seen on any Housewives franchise in so long.
I
Like,
love that he immediately texted Wendy when he got the tea. That's the best
like,
part because
yeah.
then he gets gossip like, wait, like I need to know right now.
Like I just love I obviously I don't love their love story and that like he left his family for her, but I love that he was willing to do that and like how
Mhm.
supportive of her she is and they're just have such a strong alliance and they have beautiful children and I love their trust fund set
Yes, I was
up.
gonna bring that up. That's the way they set that up is so cool.
Yeah, I was taking notes, not that I
Yeah,
you
like
know
we
what? Actually,
we will
one
have that much.
day, by the time I have kids,
Hmm.
and like they're growing up and stuff, yes, they will have a trust fund and I will incentivize that like, oh, you get a certain amount, but if you do this, you get more. If you do this, you get more. If you
Yeah,
and I love that it was like keeping the family, like it was all family oriented, like wanting them to reach different levels. Like if you get a master's degree, you get more. If you learn our native language, which I think is amazing,
that's so cool.
you get more money. If you join my sorority, you get more money. Like that is just like that is real generational wealth. It's the
Yeah.
definition, like keeping the legacy going and the money. I just love their family and I hope there's never any drama. I don't think there would be, and I don't think they would even, if there was, they would even hash it out on the show. But
Yeah, I really love them too. And I'm interested to see if Stacy is going to end up copying Happy Eddie weed products because it
Stacy,
definitely looks like it. She looked
Stacy.
like a deer caught in headlights when Giselle threw her under the bus with that. We'll have to see if she ends up doing that. But yeah, it was. I'm excited to see Eddie come out next episode to see what he's going to have to
Mm-hmm.
pull for us. Let's talk about Love is Blind because we
Love
were
is
talking about,
bland.
oh my God.
Love is bland.
Actually, yeah, because Love is Blind flopped. It's flopped so far. Maybe it's just because my last season was my first season and last season was so crazy. I'm like, this is not
No,
giving me
Brie.
anything. Okay, so this is just boring by
No, this
standards
is
of Love is Blind.
really, it's not like your perspective on the show is not skewed. Usually they give us something by now.
I mean, I didn't finish all of the episodes because to be honest, it's
No.
boring,
Yeah.
but there are actually never
No,
mind.
there's not. I was
No,
gonna
there's
say
really not.
there's not even like a couple where I'm like, oh, they're so cute together. I can't wait
Hmm.
to see their relationship grow. Like we always get like a really pure couple that we all like to watch that's like nice, and then you have some couples that go through the ups and downs. You always have a really toxic couple. I couldn't tell you one couple's name.
I don't know any of their names.
I don't know why there were 6 episodes in the pods. We get at most 3.
That's a lot.
That's a lot. That's just 6 hours of them doing what we're doing right now, literally.
Especially when there's no drama. What are
Yeah.
you doing? I don't, the last thing that I watched, so you guys will know I'm not even that far deep. This is actually not the last thing I watched, but this is the last thing I remember. And it pissed me off was there were two of the couples, or one of the couples was talking about cheating. The guy was like, yeah, I cheated on my ex-girlfriend. And then the girl with the redhead, the bangs, was like, oh yeah, I've never been in a relationship, but I participated in cheating. Like I knew that they were in a relationship and I was still cheating with the guy. I don't know why, but that conversation, I was just like, you know what? You guys can both go home. You guys don't have pure intentions. Get the fuck out of here. I don't like either of you.
Yeah,
I just am
I
not
don't
getting
even
lovey-dovey vibes from anyone yet. I'm not like, oh my God, I really want them to work out and it's happy. Actually, there's one girl talking to the guy who was also talking to the girl with the bangs, the redhead. I don't know any of
I
their
don't
names.
I was gonna say I watched all 6 episodes and I still don't know. I don't
I
remember
think
watching that
she's
scene.
sweet, but like I don't know really any. Isn't she like a teacher or something, or like
There's a
early
couple
childhood?
teachers.
See, the
That's the
fact that there's
thing.
multiple. I saw this TikTok and it was this guy from Minnesota because that's where they have the season cast from. And he was like, I'm telling you guys, this is why this is so boring, is because I he like pulled up one person on the cast. He was like, "This is my cousin." Then another person on the cast. He was like, "I went to prom with this one." And then he pulled up another person on the cast and he was like, this person, we don't really know each other, but if you looked, like they pulled up the Instagram profile and there was 30 mutual people, like this person
Yeah.
follows 30. And he was like, because of that, I can't be cast on this show because I know all of those people. So he's like, I think that's why it's so boring, is because so many people know so many people. I guess Minneapolis is just like, it's a big city, but it's really small.
Yeah, it's the like I'm
It's
sorry,
the
it's the
Midwest. Yeah.
Midwest. And
They
it's
had to
not
do Chicago if they were going to do the Midwest,
and
and
they
that's
did
it.
Chicago and
Oh, they
that
did?
shit was a shit. It was a shit show. Entertaining as fuck, but
I bet.
it was literally probably their most like damaging, like mentally
Damage.
damaging. See, I feel like most people came out of that season with PTSD. I don't think one couple is still together.
That's
Not
gonna be Tampa
one.
or
Yeah.
Miami.
Oh yeah. 100%. It's just like you guys picked like the I'm sorry to my because we actually do have a lot of Midwest listeners. But
No,
like
I love the Midwest, but guys, you
yeah,
know it
but
too.
as far as reality TV, I don't think anyone's like, "Oh, did you hear what the Minnesotans are up to?" Like
The Indianans.
yeah, like no one's like, "Oh, all the dramas in Minnesota." So I don't know why I don't know. And then they got people that all are like the same. Like they're either teachers or nurses. And then they spent so much time on people we didn't even make it to the honeymoon. Cause I just remembered about the redhead girl. I watched like 30 minutes of the honeymoon episode and then I was like, I don't want to watch this. And the redhead girl, she's not there. The biggest drama that they had was they made one of the couples maybe follow each other on Instagram and she thought like, oh, he
They
already
probably
knows.
do.
Yeah, exactly. They do. And that like that was the height of the episode.
That's not enough for me.
No, it's really bad. It's
Girls,
really
do you even want us to recap it this
no,
season?
I don't want to
We're
watch it.
refusing.
Like actually we're not recapping the season unless someone pops up pregnant in the middle of the season and some drama starts. There's no reason for us to ever talk about this season again.
I know that it's not a good season as well. Maybe I need to trust my instincts more, is because you haven't seen anything about it on social media.
No.
And even before I watched the show, I'd be like, okay, Love is Blind is on, because every pop culture Instagram account, Twitter account, TikTok account, everybody would post about it to the point where you would want to watch the show because you saw it so
Yeah.
much. I have literally not seen a single post besides that TikTok I just talked about, and it was about how boring it is. That's the only content I've seen for this season.
It's I don't know what they were thinking having they started out wrong by having 6 fucking pod episodes.
Yeah,
That's
that's a lot.
insane. That's literally 6 hours of them just yappa 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 getting to know each other and then we see maybe 5 couples make it out of that. And then on the honeymoon, some of the couples we didn't even watch in the pods. That's how boring it is.
Yeah, we're gonna skip this one.
Yeah, we'll see y'all in October. Hopefully that'll be because I know they did Tampa. I don't know if they filmed it already or not, but hopefully Tampa won't be boring. Because here's the thing, Tampa's like feels like a small town if you're from there, like us, but people in Tampa are batshit crazy.
And it's all kinds of batshit crazy, all
Yes.
kinds of races. We really are diverse
Yes.
here.
So diverse, so much happening, so much controversy always coming out of Tampa. So it'll be good. Whereas Minnesota, it feels like a small town and it feels like you're watching a small town because they're not even like that crazy. They're very ordinary people, which is honestly good for them.
Yeah.
Be normal fucking people. But that's
Yeah.
not exactly what I'm looking for in a reality TV show.
Exactly. For a reality show, it's just not hitting. But good for them for being normal, I guess.
Yeah. Except that Botox guy. He was driving me nuts.
Oh, is that the guy who's like, I work in medical aesthetics? So
Yeah. He was
that's the
so
cheating guy. Yeah, fuck that
of
guy.
course. Of
Yeah, I don't
course.
like him.
I
Um,
mean, that's all we have to
I
say.
was like, I'm trying to think of anything else.
No. No.
Well, let's finish off with a little recap of Traitors because this last episode was kind of crazy. We'll just go through it quickly, ripping the band-aid off. Carolyn got sent home. She was banished, one of the traitors, and it was a fucking crazy episode. And Danielle is getting major heat right now.
Mm,
I'm like
as she
embarrassed to
should.
say I like Big Brother. But honestly, okay, so Let's get into it. So basically what happened is at the last turret, the girlies could not decide what to do. They ended up killing Sam instead of recruiting anybody. But in this turret, this is where Carolyn's game started declining, is because I honestly feel like Carolyn forgot that you are playing the game all the time, not just with the faithfuls. And I understand her not
Mm.
trusting Danielle, but she was being such a little bitch. I'm sorry. Like she was being such a little bitch in the turret. Like Danielle was like, okay, well, do you want to do this? No. Do you want to do this? Nope. Do you want to do this? No. Do you want to do this? Nope. And Danielle's like, well, then what do you want to do, Carolyn? Like she was not giving anything. And I understand why Carolyn is frustrated, but this is where I'm saying, like, I feel like she wasn't playing the game because you have to remember you're kind of against Danielle too. You got to make sure she's on your side, like both of you guys, so you don't go after each other again. And I feel like this enraged Danielle to the point being like, you know what? I'm done. I tried. We're done.
Yeah.
So basically, after that happens, they kill Sam. But Danielle says in her confessional, and like she's been setting this up the whole episode, which I know there's Danielle haters, but I'm sorry. This episode was like masterclass in strategy. She starts off the episode and she's like, okay, well, I know now that Carolyn does not trust me for shit. I cannot get through to her any other way. So she's done to me. Like, I can't get through anymore. We're done. So I'm
Mhm.
going to start setting her up right now. So at
Oh
this
my
banishment, like,
gosh.
it's easy. So the traitors have to do this little thing where they play chess and they have to pick like who is the person who has the least voice or like who the voice that nobody cares about, who's the leader of the pack, and the traders have to pick. And then at the
Gotcha.
challenge that day they have to guess who the traders picked. It's a little bit confusing to explain, but basically the way that this worked is that Danielle set up Carolyn to be like, you can pick whatever you want for the answers. And Carolyn was thinking like, okay, finally I'm getting my way. But Danielle kind of led her into the trap of picking really bad answers and being like, oh, I'm letting you do whatever you want. But then Carolyn was picking really stupid answers that kind of outed her as the traitor, and Danielle just let it happen. So then once the challenge comes along, all of a sudden people are starting to look at Carolyn funny, like, this is weird. I'm starting to get suspicion on Carolyn now. Danielle continues to throw little seeds out all night. And then we get to the banishment, and it's pretty much like, all right, served up on a platter. I've been laying all these little seeds. It's you. They go after each other. But Carolyn was like, really, I feel so bad for her because I really like Carolyn. But she was just so emotional. And I don't think she was expecting that Danielle had been this whole time gathering evidence to kind of fuck her over. So when Danielle came at her with all of these facts, Carolyn was kind of shook and didn't have a good
Hmm.
argument back. And it's just, that was the end for her. And they banish her. She reveals she's a traitor. Danielle is so annoying and drops to the floor, shaking in tears, like, oh my God. And it's just like, get up, girl. Like, I like what it was cool what you did, but get up. This is why I don't like you because you're so
Yeah.
annoying with the dramatics. Like, if you could
Yeah.
have if she could just be cool, calm, and collected, she would be such a cool trader, but she's so fucking annoying.
No, she is not P at all.
No. So, yeah, Carolyn gets sent home and it's kind of sad, but it is also cool to see this, at least for me, because I like those kind of things. I like
Hmm.
seeing the strategy. But then I wanted to bring up one more thing about traders off camera is that Chriselle did an interview and Ciara did an interview recently, and they were talking about Danielle as a traitor and why they dislike her as a traitor so much. Because it seems like everybody after the show
Hmm.
is like, fuck Danielle. We really don't like her. But Carolyn, Boston Rob, like nothing to say bad about them.
Yeah.
So Ciara mentioned in this thing, she was like, I don't care if this is breaking the fourth wall. I'm just going to say it. Danielle was making pacts off camera and she was swearing on her grandkids to everybody that she wasn't a traitor. So, you know, people like Dolores, family down, so Jersey coded. Like when you swear on your grandkids, that's done. Like Danielle couldn't do anything
Yeah.
wrong in her eyes.
Yeah.
And I think that's why Dolores has kept her for so long because there was instances where it's like, Dolores, wake up. Like Danielle's
Yeah.
literally showing you sus behavior. But now it makes so much sense because I bet Dolores was like, oh, there's no way she would do that if she swore on her grandkids. And I bet a lot of other
Yeah.
people did too. And that's why they're so mad at her. What do you think about
Swearing
that?
swearing on your grandchildren and like what? Did you have your fingers tied behind your back or something? That is the craziest. That is so insane. It reminds me of Kevin Gates in those videos. Do you know what I'm talking about? Where he's like, Lord, strike my children down if I'm lying, but I started a car battery with my bare hands. And it's like, why would you say that?
That's Danielle.
That's Danielle. Danielle and Kevin Gates are the same person because why
For
would you say
what?
that? And yeah, Danielle being the only traitor left, right?
So at the end, she gets an option to recruit. And of course,
Right.
who do you think she picks to recruit?
Brittany.
Yes.
So she
So
gets what she wants anyway.
exactly. And well, the thing is that like what she tried to say of why she wanted Brittany is that, and I could actually kind of see it if I was putting myself in her shoes, is she was like, at this point of the game, I am feeling so fucking guilty lying to Brittany because like she's the only person I know in outside of this house. Like we're actually friends. And Brittany was saying, like, oh my God, I thought you were gonna die last night. I couldn't be here without you. I'm so happy you're here, blah, blah, blah. So
Mm,
Danielle was starting to feel really guilty, like, fuck, I'm gonna have to drag her to the end and steal all this money from her. Like, this is my actual friend in real life. I can't do this
yeah.
to her. The way to get around it is if I make her a traitor, then we could win the money together. So that's like what
Yeah.
she wanted to do. And I get that, but it's also, I just feel bad for Carolyn. Like, damn, all this and you just fucking get what you wanted anyways.
It's ooh, Danielle. Wow, what a player. I might
In a few years, it'll look better than it is now. Cause I think right now we're
yeah.
all so mad, but I think in a few years we might look back and be like, damn, she really did that shit.
No,
Even though she
no.
was annoying about it.
Yeah, like she really has she's like the last one of the original standing
Hmm.
versus like Bob the drag queen. He got out pretty he was the first one gone and talked the biggest
Yeah.
game.
Yeah. I mean, the thing with the grandkids too, it's like I wouldn't do it, but I think from like me watching these kinds of shows, it's not out of the ordinary, to be honest, on Big Brother or Survivor. Like, I'm pretty sure there was a guy in Survivor who told people his grandma died of cancer. Like people just do the on these shows. I feel like some people do the craziest shit, and it's like I wouldn't do it, but at the same time, I guess when you're playing for that much money, like, do you? I don't know. Like, this are the
No.
bets off?
No, I think going into a show like that, you have to understand that people are willing to do that. And so when they say that they swear on your children, fortunately, it's just better safe than sorry. Just don't believe them.
Yeah. That see, it's tough because for me, I feel like I probably would have gotten wrapped up into that too. Like if she was swearing on her
Oh,
grandkids,
of course.
because I wouldn't do it, I would believe it. Like, oh, there's no way, but yeah, it's not a good look. It's really not a good look. If she wins, then okay. But if you didn't win, like, damn, you did all of this. And
Oh
where
my.
are we? She's
Yeah.
probably telling her grandkids before she left, like, y'all gotta better keep your prayers up.
No, prayers up. Keep the holy water intact. Rosary on your neck. Tread lightly.
Your
That's
old fucking grandma, man.
oh my, like imagine your my grandma would literally never do that, but imagine she did.
No, I'd be a little salty.
No,
Well,
I would
it's like, yeah, I want you to win, but damn.
like what does that have to do with me?
Why am I involved?
Why am I in it?
No thanks. But yeah, so we're gonna have to see how the rest of the season goes now. Brittany's either gonna accept it or she dies. I'm sure she's gonna accept it as it being a
Mhm.
traitor. I just want to see how this season ends now. Like let's get this over with.
Yeah, I think I think it comes out in a couple weeks. I think they took a break, I believe. So it'll be out in like a couple weeks. And I think they're
Yeah.
just gonna drop it all on us because at this point,
I'm pretty like everybody's kind of done now. After Carolyn went home, Boston Rob and Carolyn were the favorite traders. So now that they're all
yeah,
gone, everyone's like, all right, let's wrap this up.
wrap it
I
up.
hope Gabby and Dylan win. They could split the money.
Yes, Gabby, my queen.
She's so cute and smart. Love her.
She's so smart. I love a smart, pretty girl.
And this last episode, Dylan and Gabby finally came together and they were like, listen, because I think they both thought that each others were traitors. And they were like, if you were a traitor, you would have killed me by now. And we're both still here. So let's just work together.
Yeah.
So now that they're working together, I hope that they can figure this out and split the money between themselves.
Yeah. Sorry, Dolores. Dolores making it this far.
Is no, because Dolores and Tom pissed me off because I don't know if you saw
And
at the round
Tom.
table, they literally voted for each other. After all this evidence that it's either Danielle or Carolyn, the two of them are still just canceling out fucking votes. Like, can we please? We're this far in and you guys are doing burn votes. You guys are so dumb. Dolores's little things kill me too because she when she turned around, she was like, the traitors better kill me because I'm coming for them. And it's like, you voted for the wrong
Girl.
person every roundtable. We have to start somewhere.
Wait, that's so true. How did you make it this far?
Exactly. And that's also another really thing.
Industry plan, I'm telling you.
No, honestly. But this was another thing that was brought up a lot this episode that I thought was interesting is that Dylan finally mentions, I think I should have been killed by now. And the fact that I haven't been means that somebody I'm very close to or I trust a lot is a traitor because they're going to hope to bring me to the end because they trust me. So once he clocked that, I was like, finally, we're getting
The
sense.
wheels are
Wheels
turning
are
at the end
turning. He
game.
got with Gabby. I was like, okay, I'm hopeful for a faithful win. That's all I can hope for at this point.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
But okay, let's go ahead and wrap up here. This was a good one today, girls. Lots of recaps, lots of pop culture, lots of housewives, and
Yes, all of our most favorite things.
to yap
Um,
about.
yes, y'all already know the drill. Make sure you're following us on all platforms at Gossip Break or Gossip Break Pod. You just gotta type in Gossip Break, and I guarantee that will pop up. Also, make sure that you are giving us a listen and some love on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Make sure you are subscribed to us so you know as soon as we drop an episode. And go ahead and give us a 5-star review and share that with your best gossip breaker because we're growing. We want to keep consistent and we want y'all to grow with us. So we are so grateful for y'all.
Yes, we're so, so grateful for you guys listening every week. And yes, definitely send this to another girly. That's how I always find my best podcast is when somebody recommends a podcast to me. So we would be so thankful if you know somebody who would like the stuff that we chat about and you shared the podcast with them. And we will see you guys next week. Love you.
Love you. Bye.